Hi there, thanks for joining me here on Talk. Right now, I'm just about to make a batch cooking breakfast. So I'm gonna do some protein pancakes that are keto friendly, that THM is, and then I'm gonna make regular pancakes for my children too. So let's get started with breakfast. All right.
I actually decided to not make just only breakfast. I did some, of course, my pancakes, my breakfast meals, and I had also decided to make some snacks that I will be ready to have on hand. I also made some chicken, a batch cooked chicken, so I had protein to be in the fridge. You see all those recipes as we go, and some dinner meals. So it's a lot batch cooking just to help through the week. It's not just breakfast. So right now I'm starting with the THM pancakes. These have been my all-time favorite ones that I've used. It's actually how I began THM journey. And for those of you who are new at THM, this is Trim Healthy Mama cooking and recipes that I'm using, and it's so simple. It's honestly basic 3 ingredients. You can add a few things to it. I am adding some. It's really cottage cheese, oatmeal, and egg whites. And I do add cinnamon because I like that flavor in there, a little bit of baking powder in that. And you honestly just blend it all together. It's so simple. I think I doubled the recipe, so I have enough for the week. And these are a lifesaver for me. Just having them there in the fridge. I tend to just serve myself like 3 maximum, 2 to 3, and I add a berry sauce that I make, which you're gonna see me make after this, and I serve it with non-fat Greek yogurt for extra protein, and it's so filling, so good to go. This is literally how I started my Trim Healthy Mama journey. I just switched my breakfast, and this one is an easy one to go, so I am gonna make enough, and the amount I make, it just goes in the fridge, and it's gonna be so easy to grab and go. Even in the days I had to go out, I have pictures where I would just be running out of my house, and it's literally these pancakes in my hands on a plate to go because I had to be out, and they work. So I'm throwing everything in my Vitamix. You can use whatever blender you have that works well, and that's how quick this is. And I hadn't made it for a while, so when I finally did, I was like, oh my goodness, this is runny. I was worried, and then I remembered, my daughter reminded me, remember you're supposed to let it sit for like at least 12 minutes. Okay, great. So while I got some other ingredients ready for the other meals, I let it sit. Now you can see it's thick and ready to go on my griddle, and I just make a medium-sized kind of pancakes. I've had comments on social media, people saying, how come yours turn out fluffy? Honestly, they're not super fluffy, but they are fluffy enough for me. They're perfect. Their texture is so good. I love these pancakes, and so I'm just gonna turn them and grill them just like normal ones, and they will go. Sometimes I freeze them if I'm not gonna eat them all well. They also freeze well. So while those finish, I am making my berry sauce. I'm using frozen blueberries, a bag that I throw together. I have done with strawberries. I just tend to use whatever berries I have, and I'm gonna add some of my gentle sweet stevia. The THM Gentle Sweet is really my favorite sweetener. I am adding that to it and just let it sit and simmer on the stove, and voila, my pancakes are ready. Don't those look so good? All right, so that is done. Now moved on to my snacks. These have been my 2 go-to snacks lately that I have been enjoying since November. I first released that recipe in November when I was doing a 10-day healthy snacks desserts recipe. So that's when I released this one. I am using peanut flour because I have a lot of peanut flour around, so I wanted to make sure I use that. So it's peanut flour with applesauce. So it commands, I think I did 3 cups here of peanut flour and 2 cups the 8 ounces of 8 ounces or 4 ounces of applesauce cups, and I just mix it together. I tend to just knead it with my hands. My girls are able to do it with a fork, but I don't have that patience, so I just kneaded it up, and it forms a dough, and then I go from there, and you take a little bit and form a little ball. Little size balls, whatever size you want to be. So that's the kind of size I made of balls. There you go. And I'm just going to cool it in the fridge or in the freezer if I'm wanting them quickly. And later we'll cut them in chocolate, which you'll see later. So while that's going, I've already moved on to the next meal that I am making. I make baked oatmeal with apples. I am using apples that my children didn't want to eat. They have been sitting there. They're starting to get where they don't want to eat them. So I hate wasting, so that's why I'm chopping up these apples and making this recipe. lot of it. I am going to make this with honey so everybody can eat it instead of THM one, which we can use honey and THM every now and then. So just my oats, cinnamon. I don't even actually really measure this. I feel like baked oatmeal is so forgiving, but that you can't go wrong with it. So I am literally just regular oats, throwing in my cinnamon. I am adding apple pie spices because I was eating the apple. I thought that would go well with it, and put some baking powder in that, a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna do my liquids. I am using some of the leftover egg whites because I don't want them to go bad, and I had some milk. I'm adding some milk. I tend to eggs have been so expensive, so I have been just substituting with applesauce. So I am adding some 2 cups of applesauce to that instead of eggs. And yeah, then that's just gonna mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients, and voila, soon all that will go in the fridge. Oh yeah, not in the fridge. I'm gonna add apples to it. The sliced chopped apples I've already done, and that will head to the oven, and it will cook over about 40 minutes to 45 minutes, and that'll be at least 2 breakfasts for my family. So that's good to go. Praise the Lord. So we actually had that on the Sunday morning the next day. So that was awesome to have that ready to go. Now look at that, my blueberry sauce is ready. It's thickened. You can blend this up if you want, but I just like mine like that. So I just get one of the jars that I had left over actually from one of the pasta sauces, and that's gonna go in the fridge and be ready. Now I am cooking these beautiful sweet potatoes. See how big they were? Oh my goodness, I was blessed with sweet potatoes. So I cut them in small. I love sweet potatoes. I don't think I could ever get tired of having sweet potatoes. I love having sweet potatoes, and so I'm just gonna bake a bunch of them. Some of them are gonna go with some of the chicken I'm gonna eat them with some of the chicken that you see me. But even if I don't have a protein source for me, the protein meal, maybe chicken, whatever, I don't have anything cooked already at hand, having these sweet potatoes I would just put together a meal by grabbing this and maybe 2 cans of tuna, and I could already have a meal to go. But to this time I'm gonna have meal ready because I have a lot of chicken that I needed to cook. So I got some chicken thighs. There you go. Potatoes are looking good. I got some chicken thighs that need to be cooked. So those are because they have no extra fat, so they can go with I can still make a THME with that and serve them with the sweet potatoes. I do like my sweet potatoes extra brown, as you notice, so I intentionally brown them extra. You don't have to make them like that if you want, but that's how I like mine. I literally, if they're not brown, I broil them to just have that extra golden brown at the end. So I really enjoy that. So for my chicken, I am literally just easily seasoning, and I'm using paprika, black pepper, seasoning it because I'm just doing a basic meal, chicken base that I can build on to make extra meal with it, or I could just have it like that. That is enough seasoning. I think I did paprika, black pepper, and I did a little bit of ginger with this, and let them cook really well for a while until they were all done. Throwing them in a big container because it's gonna be for a few days. I am going to serve some of this meat tonight for dinner with some of the other vegetables. I'm gonna make the tuna wahava for dinner, but then some of the meat will be ready for me during the week to just grab and make meals ready to go. I have found that having already cooked meat in the fridge is so helpful for me to stay on the Trim Health Mama plan, or to have a protein-centered meal. Because I am not having to, oh my goodness, where's the meal gonna be? Where's the meat gonna be? So if I could just batch cook the meat, this time it's chicken, sometimes different kinds, then it's just gonna make it easy. I just come, even if I didn't have anything else to go with, I can at least grab a raw carrot and that chicken and I have a meal to go. So for my vegetables, I had a lot of carrots. I'm sauteing the carrots and a lot of onions that I have some frozen zucchinis that during the fall, I had a lot of zucchinis that I chopped up and froze. So I'm pulling that from the freezer and I'm throwing that on the stove while I saute these vegetables, and I am going to end up adding the zucchinis to the vegetables. So that's my quick, easy, ready to go vegetables are gonna be on hand. And of course, there's always like raw vegetables in the fridge. So this is ready to go, and voila, look at those protein peanut flour balls that are ready to go. I'm just coating them in stevia sweetened chocolate. I happen to still have some THM ones, but any chocolate that is you prefer, for those of you on the Trim Health Mama plan or keto, any chocolate that works for you. I just melted it with a little bit of coconut oil and coat it there, and then they're gonna end up staying in my fridge container or freezer and ready to grab when we go. So now everything is cooked. The oatmeal baked apples are ready. The pancakes are ready. You can see the jam. That's my blueberry jam. Doesn't that look so good? I'm so excited to have it. Some chicken thighs that are thick that I cooked. Again, I'm just batch cooking to have meats that are ready to go and I can use in different things. So there's the vegetables. This is not gonna be all my meals for the week, but this is just so that I can stay on plan. Hey, thank you so much for joining me as I batch cook for the week. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again for next week's video. Bye-bye.